Madam Vice President, Excellencies, distinguished delegates. Let me begin, Madam President, by congratulating you on your election and wishing you every success. Once again, it is an honour and a privilege to address this august Council as Secretary-General on behalf of the Commonwealth. 11 of our members serve on the Council, including 2 small states, the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and Fiji, the only small island development states currently on the Council. The Commonwealth of Nations is a values-based organisation firmly committed to the promotion and protection of human rights. We are guided by our Charter, which brings together the values and aspirations that unite our 53 member states, representing 1/3 of humanity. Chief amongst these fundamental guiding principles are human rights, and they are central to our work. Madam President, our long-standing collaboration with the Office of the High Commissioner and the Trust Fund to support the participation of least developed countries and small island developing states in the work of the Council remains one of our most important partnerships. We welcome the Georgetown Declaration, adopted in November last year in Guyana by the former beneficiaries of the Trust Fund from the Caribbean region, facilitated by the OHCHR. This declaration has recognised the vital role played by the Commonwealth Secretariat to support SIDS to further enhance their participation, voice and visibility in the work of this Council. We also continue to support our member states, including those without a permanent presence in Geneva, through the Commonwealth Small States Office, unilaterally and in collaboration with the group of friends of SIDS and our civil society partners. Notably, the installation of a human rights advisor and a human rights officer in our office here in Geneva will be completed over the next few weeks. One of our key areas of work with small states is to address the backlog in treaty body reporting, where reports are outstanding for 10 years and more. The role of parliamentarians is crucial to implementation. Over the past several years, the Commonwealth has been advocating for principles or guidelines similar to the Paris Principles, specifically for parliamentarians. Our publication, The Global Human Rights Implementation Agenda, The Role of Parliaments, underscored this advocacy. We are pleased that the Council took initial steps to this end in its June 2018 resolution on parliamentarians, adopting the draft Principles on Parliaments and Human Rights. In line with the Commonwealth Secretariat's focus on building national institutions, the establishment and strengthening of national human rights institutions in compliance with the Paris Principles remains one of our strategic priorities. In this regard, we are currently supporting the establishment efforts of 2 small states in the Caribbean. We also continue to support the work of the Commonwealth Forum of National Human Rights Institutions, which is holding its annual meeting in the margins of the Global Alliance of Human Rights Institutions next week. Madam President, 2019 marks the 70th anniversary of the formation of the Commonwealth as it is configured today, with old ties and new links enabling cooperation towards social, political and economic development, which is both inclusive and sustainable. The theme for our 70th anniversary is A Connected Commonwealth, which celebrates our diverse family of nations and the opportunities we provide to connect and cooperate through far-reaching and deep-rooted networks of friendship and goodwill. A connected Commonwealth requires us to be forward-looking and to advance the equality and dignity of everybody. Exclusion, discrimination, and intolerance remain amongst the gravest challenges we must address, not only in the Commonwealth, but globally. Marginalised and vulnerable groups such as the LGBTI community, persons with disabilities, indigenous peoples, and religious minorities are disproportionately impacted by discrimination. In this regard, just last month, we held a stakeholder consultation with civil society partners as well as 2 UN Special Procedure Mandate holders, the Independent Expert on Protection Against Violence and Discrimination based on Sexual Orientation and Gender Identity, and the Special Rapporteur on Freedom of Religion or Belief. We will be working to support both these mandates as we promote LGBTI equality and inclusion. We have a collective duty to insist on the protection and promotion of the human rights of all minorities and to bring a searchlight to bear where violations against them persist so that all people are able to live in dignity and share the fruits of progress and prosperity. In this regard, human rights defenders are particularly important and play a crucial role in standing up for human rights on behalf of individuals and groups. Worryingly, human rights defenders in the civil society space in which they work are increasingly under threat. In some cases, civil society space is shrinking. In others, it is closing altogether. Ensuring a vibrant civil society in the Commonwealth with freedom and space within which to voice dissent and hold governments to account is exceedingly important, not only for the enjoyment of all human rights, but also in fulfilment of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Madam Vice President, during March, we will be hosting a Commonwealth seminar here in Geneva, together with the UN Special Rapporteur on Violence Against Women, its causes and consequences. Its focus will be on the establishment of a femicide, gender-related killings watch. This will be the start of a body of work with the Special Rapporteur with the purpose of supporting this prevention mechanism as well as strengthening cooperation with her mandate. Climate change and human rights are not separate and immune from one another. Rather, they are inextricably connected. The projected effects of climate change loom as an immediate threat to human rights and will have far-reaching consequences that will be felt most acutely in a number of Commonwealth small island states. We remain dedicated in pursuing climate justice. Madam President, in conclusion, the responsibility to uphold human rights for each individual is ours collectively. The Commonwealth will continue to be a champion for human rights and fundamental freedoms while supporting member countries in the implementation of their international and regional obligations. Madam President, I thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for your statement. I now have the pleasure to invite